got information on the new Spider-Man Secret Lair, and it just dropped. It has all the cards, aside from the bonus cards. That's what I'm going to be talking about today, so let's get into it. So, to me, when I look at some of these cards, it almost feels like a Venom Secret Lair, less than a Spider-Man one. But there's a lot of conversation online about these, and it seems like a lot of people are negative about not only Spider-Man, but these secret lairs. And there's something I need to remind you guys all on, and that's most secret lairs don't do pretty bad. They do pretty good. And the cards they're using are actually pretty heavy commander staples. So even though the art may not be up to par with what some of these people want, if you're thinking financial, there's a lot of opportunity with these. Let's look at the price point. So the price point for these are going back to the $30 for non-foil and $40 for foil, except for those lands where you're getting two of each of these almost Phyrexian oil slick lands, but just with Venom art, and they put the color of the land type in the middle. It's a little sloppy, but even those, I can't imagine them doing that bad. The oil slick lands were very favorably received, and these are pretty much just a Venom version. So if you take a step back and just look at some of the other secret lairs that have failed, these are secret lairs with not only bad reprint equity, some of them were pretty good reprint equity, but not only bad reprint equity, but also just like very strange design. Like you got like the class of whatever. Some of these were just not good. But I can't imagine Spider-Man and Venom and some of these characters, even Miles Morales, the Jordans, there's not a world where these plummet, right? Like, let's say you're coming in at the $30, $40 range on these. Let's say you're getting the foils, so $40. I can't imagine that slipping far below 40. Let's say on a worst case scenario, it's being resold for 40 on TCG Player. Well, fast forward a year or two or three, and there's not really going to be that many left on the market. You can see some of these secret lairs having that same type of price action. I mean, even some of these that just sat on the secret lair website, like the Miku, they're recovering. The Winter Miku, the English one, the English foil was sitting on the market, and that one's recovering. It's not doing too bad. And so you think of this, it's a Spider-Man secret lair. It looks like they put it at the $40 range, so that makes me think that maybe they didn't overprint these. Maybe they might have predicted some lower price action for these, especially because they didn't do crazy reprint equity. The Final Fantasy ones, they had priced those up a little bit, and the reprint equity was insane on some of those. It was like $60, $70, $80 on release of just equity, not including the secret lair kind of multiplier that's a lot of these secret lair type cards have. So I think if you're someone who's reading all these forums and seeing everyone just going pure negative, take a step back away from that and just look at these on your own objectivity and say, what secret lairs do I want? Which ones of these do I want? And if you do want some of these, I would recommend you pick up more than one copy, especially if you're a seller. The cheapest time to ever get a secret lair is going to be when it comes out. And I know you have to wait through the queue, I understand that. But there's some options that you can do if you actually make it in. You can purchase multiple bundles on top of the fact that you can buy the single version of the secret lairs. So I know it sometimes says like limit 3 for the bundles, but you can also kind of increase that limit for just your purchase. You can order the individual secret lairs. It may not have that like $10 or $2 per layer discount, which is kind of negligible, I would say, in this situation. And I would really consider picking up more than one copy of whatever you want to do. And hey, there's a chance that this doesn't go crazy and it's sitting on, whatever you bought it at, it's sitting on that for the open market for a good year. But let's say in 2 years it doubles. That's pretty good. If it goes to $80 in 2 years, you're still making a pretty penny off something that you didn't really hold for that long to make something like that. And that's kind of how I see most of the direction for secret lairs. It seems like a lot of these just, 2 to 3x in a very small amount of time. So, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about the Spider-Man secret lair, and actually a little tidbit about the collector box. With all this negativity about AI art and, just the power level of some of these cards or whatever it might be. And, I know a lot of people are kind of getting negative about the $800, $850 price point out the gate. And I agree. It's a very high price point. I got my 6 on Amazon on pre-order, and, I might get 2 or 3 from other sources, but that's pretty much it. Whatever else I don't, whatever else happens, and I'm chilling pretty with my $455, before tax per collector box. But let's look at some of the other boxes in the market. Stuff like Eldraine are hitting 1,000 plus. Fallout is hitting 1,600 plus. Lord of the Rings Special is hitting almost $3,000. The normal Lord of the Rings box is above $1,000. Bloomborough is almost at the same price as Spider-Man. So, do you really think that you would rather hold a box of Bloomborough than Spider-Man? Some people would, but a lot of people wouldn't. There's a lot of Spider-Man collectors that will continue to come into that IP. And here's the thing about Universes Beyond that you have to consider. If I'm someone who's just getting into Magic the Gathering, let's say fast forward another year, and I'm looking around at the sets and I see Lord of the Rings. Oh, Lord of the Rings! Whoa, they have a Lord of the Rings set? That's kind of how your reactions would go. You're not necessarily going to have the same reaction to Bloomborough. Where, sure, Bloomborough has some, you might like the animals and the cute or the Redwall type theme that it's got going on. But it's not as easily eye-catching and fan-base capturing as something like Assassin's Creed, Fallout, Lord of the Rings, or Spider-Man. So, just keep that in mind, and that applies to the secret lairs. These are still going to be some solid pickups. I'm not saying to go all in on them. Me, I'm probably just going to max out on like 3 or 5 bundles or whatever they give you and just ride it out. I mean, I got that for Sonic, so I think I could give Spider-Man that. And I might target some of those lands. I know some people are kind of a little iffy on them. But me, I always like the Phyrexian Oil Slick land type of look. And I could see these lands doing pretty well, especially if someone wants to make a Venom deck. Well, here's the Venom lands. Or you want to make a Spider-Man deck. Well, here's some Venom lands. So really, I wouldn't say it's a no-brainer because the EV isn't really there. But I still think in the long run, they're worth picking up a couple copies. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you're actually willing to wait in that queue, or maybe you got someone else that you're going to have help pick up a couple copies for you. That said, if you're some stray straggler who needs a couple copies, leave me a comment and send me a message, and I can actually see if I can hook you up. I'm definitely going to pick up some myself. And, I've got the Secret Lair game on lock, I'd say, so I think I have a pretty confident chance of picking up some of these. That's pretty much it. Take care, guys. Peace.